No! That's what I was afraid of. It's actually kind of funny. What's up, guys? Welcome to another video, Useless Builds. We're going to tear the engine down in this video and see what failed inside this engine. If you're curious, you have never seen a BMW engine torn down apart, here you go. I'm sorry, I'm 6'8", for most of you guys that don't know, so it's kind of hard for me to film this with a good shot of the engine. And like you're going to see like no face. So kind of have to hunch over to do this. Also, anybody who's new to the channel, I appreciate you being here. And I appreciate all the people that do stick around and watch the videos. It's really great that you guys support the channel. I appreciate it. Make sure you check. Actually, I really don't care if anybody buys the shirts. I barely get a kickback off these, so it doesn't matter. If you think they're funny, you can grab them. But make sure you like and subscribe. That's all I care about. Valve cover off. Set this aside. For those of you that don't know, I actually replaced this camshaft. So this camshaft's not that old. I replaced this camshaft when the camshaft actually snapped in half right here. And on, actually let me show you. So the camshaft actually snapped on right behind E4 here, and when it snapped, the back half of the camshaft was no longer spinning, but the front half of the camshaft was still spinning. So it was very weird to diagnose because I had compression on all 6 cylinders, I had spark on all 6 cylinders, and I had fuel on all 6 cylinders. I was so flabbergasted until I pulled the valve cover off and found out that I actually snapped the camshaft in half. Let me get all this stuff unbolted off of this thing. We'll cut the timing chain, and then I'll pull that off. Not too long ago that I had all this torn apart already. It's kind of annoying. Leave it to BMW to put a million different sizes on everything. Another different size. Jeez. I don't remember how I took that off, to be honest. Oh, that's right. You gotta take this line off the bottom here. Forgot about that. So you gotta get a I think it's T30, and these are reverse thread bolts inside here, and it helps if you have a magnetic one, so you can get these little screws out. Alright, so now I should be able to pull this off. Just like that. You want to be careful because there's probably going to be oil in here. Got most of it that time. Alright, make sure not to try this at home. I have my safety squints on. You want to make sure you shoot the sparks at anything that's flammable or in the area. That's the best way to do it. One down, one to go. I'll figure out where I want to cut this next one out. I think I'm just going to cut the end of the pins off on one side and push the pins out so I can release the chain. I should be able to just punch that out now and release that chain link. There it is. And that's how you release the timing chain without taking everything apart on a BMW. I mean, it's only really good if you're just pulling the head. I already know the rest of this motor's junk. There's no point reusing a timing chain. Now there is a special way you're supposed to loosen these up. I don't really care. We're tearing down a blown up motor. I don't know if I've ever seen a motor lock up where all of the cam positioning is like spot on. That's crazy. Because there's little grooves in this camshaft so you can get to these bolts in certain areas. And let's just say that every single one has been in the area to get to. That's awesome. Here's our chain. Snatch this sucker off of here. There we go. Set this down. I can get a good view of this. I don't want this to fall off there, really. But alrighty. Bring you in here. So we got this all pulled off. Valves all look good. Pistons are in a weird position. I'm going to get the cylinder head out of the way and we're going to see if we can actually rotate this at all. I'm pretty sure we can't because I'm pretty sure we smoked the lower bearing. But next we'll snatch the oil pan off. We'll take a look down underneath and see what the damage is in the pan. Alright, so this motor is locked up properly good. I can't put any amount of torque on that to spin the motor either way, forward or reverse. So that's out of the question. I can assure you 100% I am the best at making messes. That's for sure. Let's yeah. Caught it pretty much for the most part. Now I've taken this oil pan off before when I had the dreaded oil pump nut. My oil pump nut failed and I had to take everything apart and weld the nut pretty much to the shaft, which you're technically not supposed to do, but whatever. Sue me. No! That's what I was afraid of. Oh, man. Well, so much for not making a big mess. That's a big mess. That's unfortunate. Oh well. That gasket held really well up until that point though. That's impressive. Alright, so we got the oil pan off. I still gotta pull all this windage trays off. I can tell you just by looking in the oil pan, we got some catastrophic failure in this sucker. None of this is pretty much salvageable. It's all bad. I mean, look at all the metal that's inside the pickup tube. It's... Oh, there's still a lot of oil left in there. There's a ton of oil sitting right there. And I think our damage happens to be directly under the oil pump, unfortunately. Oh yeah, look at that. That crankshaft was hitting, or I mean that rod bearing was hitting the thing. We we lost cylinder number 1. Alright, so all my cylinders look pretty good, right? I'm no expert, but I don't think that connecting rod should be disconnected. Oh man, that's pretty crazy that it failed right there like that, and it pulled the other end up underneath, so it like snapped the bolt off, and it's like wedged up in there. That's crazy. I don't even know how I'd get that out of there. So you can really see there's really no way for me to get that out of there actually. The crank is literally seized into that spot because the lower bearing cap is somehow made its way into the skirt of the piston, and it's locking it from coming down or going in, and the piston, or the rod up here, connecting rod, is wedged up against the side of the block and the crank. So there's really no way for me to actually move this aside from pulling the whole lower pan or lower portion of the engine off with the crank. There's just no way for me to get this out of here, unfortunately. It's stuck in there, and it's gonna stay in there because I don't really care. But I'm actually surprised at the carnage of this. I didn't think it was that bad. That's pretty cool. I mean, I could pull the timing cover off and all that and really work on getting it out, but I'm not too worried about it. I knew it was bad. I really appreciate you guys watching. As you can see, I'm super sweaty. It's unbelievably hot in my garage. Make sure to hit the like button. Make sure to hit the subscribe button. If you want to see more, the E46 project is finally underway. We are going to start mocking stuff up with the engine, get some oil lines run for the turbo, see where everything needs to go. I want to see if I can flip the manifold and have the turbo on the top, but the way that design is sped up, it's supposed to be on the bottom. I don't really like it down there. That's more for an E36 than an E46, so we'll have to figure it out. But I appreciate you guys watching. See you in the next one.